Yay, silent.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie, the Mackenzie that everyone
Hey.
Our favorite.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm also with Redwood Voice.
We're all with Redwood Voice.
I think so.
I mean, I should go.
Hello, I'm Manuel Saavedra. I am part of Redwood Voice and College of the Redwoods.
Hello. So who was with us in your guys' team last meeting?
It's just Sandy and myself. I have a couple of
Yeah, just two of you, so that's great. So we're trying to not go to 5 o'clock today. We kind of have it scheduled to 5 o'clock. We're trying not to go to 5 o'clock because we don't have all the things we were going to prepare. We totally can go over, but we all have responsibilities, and if you need to leave, feel free to do so. Rather than discussing about what the North Coast Youth Summit is and kind of repeating information from last time, we're just going to jump into some of the planning. So if you guys have any questions over there, please feel free to ask Mackenzie. Otherwise, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to be jumping in between right here in this seat and you guys because I didn't bring my awesome camera today. So I'm going to be sharing some things on the screen, and then right now we're talking and discussing about the current workshops that we have. So I'm going to share something on the screen real quick. So these are the current workshops that we have for this year's Youth Summit. Anything in bold, we do not currently have. Anything that's not bold, we currently have scheduled. So as you can see, we have CPR that we need to fill in, and Dylan was just sharing with us that we have potential of getting a CPR person to fill in. Otherwise, we might not have CPR. And then we're also talking about sources of strength, as you can see here. The suicide prevention, we have someone locally that does that with us every year. And then just kind of by happenstance, we have someone, or we have an individual that's working, or Dorina, that's working with the actual founder coming into the area during that same week. So we might have the founder be presenting, but we're just not quite sure yet. So we're pretty sure that we can just go ahead and unbold that. It's just not going to be happening the same way it was last year. Just a little bit different. And then we have Happening My Media and Making with Code, or Make with Code, Youth Voice in Government, Healthy Breakfast Challenge, and Fair Change Performance that we haven't gotten confirmed, and or there are other workshops that can replace those. So those are the things we're looking for, but otherwise, if you guys had a chance to, and you guys here, are there any workshops that are on there that you're surprised or have questions about? I know you asked about the wording of one of them.
Yeah, one was connecting, I think it's supposed to say connecting to the outdoors in a meaningful way in session 2.
Great.
And then I also was curious in session 3 and 4, how do I tell your story? Is it about writing biographies, or what is that intended to be?
Can you share the how do I tell your story part of it? And then overall, maybe share a little bit about the Service Learning Project.
Yeah, so you're asking the difference between the how do I tell my story and the how do I tell your story?
Yes, and the relationship between the Service Learning Project and Jermaine's keynote.
Yeah, definitely. So Redwood Voice, just to kind of give you an idea, I don't know how many of you were in the meeting last time. We're a youth media organization with the mission of amplifying the untold stories of our community through youth voice. So these workshops that I have designed right now, the first one is how do I tell my story? So it's learning how to take your own personal experiences and connecting them to bigger pictures of community disparities, connecting them to social media campaigns, and just kind of learning how to tell it in a way that's going to be powerful. It's a useful tool for presentations, even just like interviews and person-to-person relationships.
So Mackenzie, to clarify, is it supposed to say how do I tell my story, or is it supposed to say how do I tell your story?
So the first part is how do I tell my story? So then the second part is how do I tell your story? So you interview the person and kind of build that connection with them to be able to tell their story in a way to help them amplify it.
Okay, now I'm understanding.
Great.
Thank you.
And then for the Redwood Voice Service Learning Project, we'll touch on that a little bit later, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. Any other questions about workshops?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Starting from the top.
Say it out loud, please. Guys can hear you.
Good. So Kente Johnson, I think we just talked about it. He's going to be doing a workshop. We just don't know what it is yet.
Right, so that's why it's just continued.
Perfect.
Great!
Sorry, I'm so late.
No worries.
Gotcha.
Sorry,
moving-
we're going to say hi to
No worries. Perfect. Session 2. We don't have a lot. Is there a reason why we only have one sciences building?
One?
In session 2?
Because when we go from sciences to humanities, we don't want to have the same room, so there's less transition. So if one person was in workshop 1, session 1, and then someone else in workshop session 2 are in the same room, they'd be crossing paths, and we try to avoid that.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. What was the other one? Oh, Raptors of the North Coast. Are they bringing animals in?
They are bringing 5 birds in.
That's awesome. And that's okay with CR?
What was it? That's okay with CR.
Perfect. Wow.
They're birds that have been to many classrooms and
Yeah.
are fully
Awesome.
rehabilitated,
Awesome.
but can't be released.
Mate with code.
We're just not sure if she's going to be able to be there. What was that?
What we're gonna, is it just gonna be called Mate with Code? Or?
That's what her title was in the past.
Is it
Aletta, yeah, but she hasn't gotten back to me.
Okay. Little confusing on that. So my only thing, I don't know if it's possible to hit it. There's descriptions when you sign up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Needle felting fun?
Yes.
It's literally felting,
Needle felting fun.
hands-on.
Nice. I was just curious what it was.
I think it says something like, take a buddy home with you that you felted yourself, or something like that in the description.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't put all the descriptions together yet.
And that youth work readiness, that was from
Yep.
Rachel. That's perfect.
Yep.
And then cerebral chest puzzles and tactics, that's with the concussion, right?
That's with Rami.
Rami, who was here last time, were you here? He
He wasn't here last time.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But he's one of the AR youth, and he's president of the chess club there, so he managed to pull together some CR instructors.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
in fact, in the cafeteria, he started pulling together all these people just playing chess in the cafeteria.
Good. Get some practice going.
Very cool. Sorry.
And just out of curiosity, can you guys hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. I can yell louder. I'm a very loud person. In the past, we've also included a concussion lady. Talks about concussions. Do you want to do that again this year?
She didn't respond, so I don't know.
Making headway?
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, making headway. No, she couldn't make it.
Okay. No
Yeah.
problem. Is there any other things here that we don't have that we want?
Yes. We only have one session about college, and it's the navigating college. We have nothing else that's college oriented.
Except for the tour.
Campus.
Yeah, but like what?
But college readiness, college essays,
Right.
what searches, anything.
I
Sure.
was told that it's after everybody's applied, and so it's not as relevant.
But it is for all the juniors.
It is.
Sure. You're right. Michael and somebody else that typically does Rockin' Resumes, the interview one, and there was someone else that does what is it? College search, I believe, or something. They all couldn't make it. So I'll to share an overall blanket statement. We tried to avoid FFA activities on the weekends. So the week before, the weekend before, we have the North Coast Youth Summit, and the weekend after is an FFA activities. So we're in the weekend in the middle. We would typically be potentially the week before. That has potential, but we've done that in the past. But that's when HSU's, or we're doing HSU spring break this year, and I can't tell you how many people HSU has a connection with, that either it's their spouse or their child or sibling or whatever has spring break, and they've been saying, oh, it's HSU spring break, I can't make it. So
It's AR spring break.
was it?
They're both have the same spring breaks every year.
Oh, is it?
AR
In
and
the past,
CR.
we just
Oh.
said in the beginning of this, in their spring break, so it's been easier for
I
people to
think you're
stay
right.
for one day.
Oh, right.
Instead of after when people are just getting back.
Sure.
That does make sense there.
But
Yeah, you got it. No
I
worries, no worries.
definitely know a few people that
So please do, because there's,
more college.
that would be fantastic. Please
I
do.
like that.
So, but we did have those other ones.
Yeah.
They just, for whatever reason, can't make it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I think that is very important. Because that way they're.
Oh, Darcy. I tried to call Darcy today, and her voicemail has full.
Darcy's special. She's great.
Yeah.
Darcy's awesome.
Well, if you can get a hold of Darcy, I emailed her and I sent her,
And Joy.
or I called her.
Joy's mom.
The scholarship.
Boom. We can get some classes going on.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any goals? Anything that you would like to see at the summit?
What about you guys in Del Norte? What do you think? So you were looking at the bottom half. Maybe I'll show you the top here.
I just was kind of wondering if the capoeira should be at the same time as the other martial arts, because people who are very physical might like to take both, and while there is 2 sessions of martial arts, it might be nice to spread that a little bit in the day.
So that is my last, almost second to last comment about workshops, is this is where that challenge is, it lies, is that the only time that Zumba is available for her is at 11 o'clock, and she will only do it if she's in the field house. So capoeira could be moved, which they don't care what time they go to, could be moved from the first workshop session to the second workshop session. I can make that phone call.
Okay, what about the third? Just
What
curious.
about-
Well, the third is for space. We don't have space because Fight Like a Girl is for 2 sessions.
Okay.
Is the field house and gym one and the same?
No.
What about the gym? Because that's where Zumba was last year. Fight Like a Girl.
So
Is that happening?
the martial arts is happening at that time. And that's what she meant by
I
the
see.
gym. And I said the field house would be fine enough for her.
The gym is next to the road. The field house is like down by the parking lot.
Right.
It's like a round building.
Yeah, and the acoustics in there are weird, aren't they?
Right.
The sound is weird.
The round, yeah.
That may be really kind of bad for as far as her music. I don't know.
She was in the field house,
Not last year.
wasn't she?
She's in the
She's in the
gym.
gym.
I thought we weren't allowed to use the gym.
No, we were. Fight Like a Girl and Zumba were both in there.
You don't have to Marla Joy.
And yoga.
You gotta come at you.
Well, that's what I'm listening.
Sorry.
I was looking at your workshops and I was wondering if there was anything around culture.
Oh.
AFS.
Oh, AFS is a little bit around culture about doing a study abroad. What other ideas might you have?
Maybe like a cultural sensitivity workshop because of the,
Yeah.
yeah, because over here in our Del Norte campus, we've been really trying to set the tone for the next 4 years, like of all inclusiveness and everybody's welcome. Like CR welcomes any student, regardless of race, gender, age, citizenship status. We welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
Where it came from.
I was wondering if there would be a workshop in the future that we could probably work out to have.
Oh, no, completely. I think that would be a great, and everyone's given us nods over here as well. You can see down at the very bottom, there's 2 blank spaces that are available. Last year we didn't have over 40 workshops, but we had over 40 sessions. And that's where those 2 blank spots are. So we don't have to fill those to reach that 40 workshop sessions limit or number. Yeah, it's not even a limit. Thanks. I couldn't grasp. Grasp, please. What's the word?
We did the Healthy Breakfast Challenge with Dr. Sandy, and she said she can't.
Oh, good. Oh, great. Oh, great.
So
But,
that's all.
and I know I also talked to our tobacco-free Humboldt health specialist here.
Yeah.
She's kind of busy, but she's
Okay.
to do some kind of tobacco education or something for you.
Cool. What do you guys think about that?
Could you repeat that, please?
We have a tobacco education specialist here in the county, and she has programs that go out to middle school. And she's willing to do something that would be similar to what she's been taking to the school, but into a half-hour presentation or 40-minute presentation for the workshop.
What would that look like?
Um,
Because most people know that they shouldn't be smoking. They know
Yeah.
it's not healthy. So I'm just curious
Probably,
what that would
my
look like.
thought, and I would leave it up to her as far as taking her curriculum and transcribing it. But I think it would be kind of more about like, you know, just like she does in the middle school. These are the different forms of smoking. E-cigarettes are really popular right now, and I think there's a lot of education that needs to go along with that. Some people think they're harmless, when in fact, you know, they're rather addictive. So it's not my area of expertise, but I think it's something that could be good. It's just my feeling.
You're talking about more inclusiveness. I was wondering, what about somebody from like the ACLU or somebody who's an anti-bullying advocate? Because there is a lot of curriculum that's already been built. Sorry, guys.
I know someone who, I don't know about the spring break, but he does live locally and he's a professor now, I believe, so he probably won't be leaving. But he's taught courses on identity, inclusion, acceptance, cultural awareness, not so much racial cultural awareness, but something along those lines.
Don't look at me.
Ask him.
But it would be more like a seminar. Not super.
I have a quick,
Go ahead.
To that comment of bringing somebody from the ACLU, would that include gender equality or equity? Like those conversations, those topics that when we're talking about being all inclusive, yes, bullying is definitely one of those issues that we want to be that we want to listen to all of our oncoming senior students, but we also have to talk about gender equality. We also have to talk about racism and all these other isms that affect CR students on a personal level.
I think we could ask, right?
Yeah, I think it never hurts to ask. You know, also, spare change, it doesn't say they're confirmed yet, but I assume.
I mean, I don't know. I've asked him.
Did you guys hear what Desiree was saying about the person who she knows who has given workshops before and what they cover? I wasn't sure if you guys could hear that.
Who's Desiree?
Desert, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't hearing. I stopped listening to you when you said Desiree. Who's Desiree?
Sorry.
So what was that?
Her workshop that she was talking about. Do you want to explain that again? Because
I know
really good.
someone, he is a transgender professor at Humboldt State, and he's taught different courses about identity, inclusion, equality. Fairly, I don't know the specifics.
So it's very broad.
Very broad. I mean, he makes them more specific, but he's got personal experiences and experience teaching students about it and all of that.
What do you guys think about that? I think that probably captures it. Yeah. Oh, I love the yeah. Okay, great. Both of us. We're over in the corner. You can't really see us.
There's a little thing that looks like it's on somebody's head.
Okay, so we're gonna put Desert in charge of that. So Desert, follow up with us as soon as you can to let us know in the college workshops.
I'm probably going to have to speak in the front, so sorry about that. But I think this looks great. I'm so impressed. And a couple of the things that I'm remembering from when we did our idea generation was some stuff with cyber safety.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that could be incorporated in any way. And I have to say, I think it was Holly who was there last time, but I really loved her idea of healthy risk taking.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there would be a way that.
Holly's still working on that. Yes, she is still working on that. Go ahead.
On the other one,
Cyber safety.
internet safety, but cyber safety. Did the Eureka please get back to you? You want me to
And they don't leave messages. They don't have voicemails and they don't take messages.
Do they have email?
And I sent emails.
You can speak to that a little bit. We're working with them on the social host ordinance.
They got a lot
They
going on.
are very short staffed right now, so they have to be put that on hold for a few months.
Oh.
We had some unexpected people go out.
Oh, okay.
That might
Okay.
be part of like. not-
That's great. I just like to know. So great just to know. Yes or no would be fantastic. Because I've had so many not knows, and today, after following up, it's like, yes, half of this list today, you guys, was bold. And so we like, yeah.
I mean, the police are great, and they really should be the ones that do that, and the DA's office might be a good, sometimes they have people that do cyber stuff.
That's what I was gonna say, Jack Bernstein at the DA's office when Paul Galetas was there was the person who was doing it. I don't know if he still is. Because we had him come up.
Do you want me to try, I can call tomorrow.
That'd be great.
I'll call, I still know some of the
I got
people
that.
there. But the other, another story. The other, option might be, and I, just thinking about it, is, like people at, like worker owned or something like computer stores, like people at Macintosh, or,
Oh,
I don't know, I'm just making it up.
yeah, no, that's fine. I don't think we had any real tech-related workshop requests from when we worked together for our planning day.
Yeah, the cyber safety is Lisa's right.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
and then the Make with Code is cool, and I'm not sure if Aletta is just too busy or.
Sure, voicemail is full, and I haven't been able to get a hold of her.
Okay, I might go up to Eureka High tomorrow.
That would be
Jack, and I'll talk
awesome.
to her.
Awesome.
Because she's so awesome.
So if we, just so we're aware, if we get all of these, we'll definitely have over 40. That's an okay thing. We have space. There are rooms available for them to go. Additional room for your last two? Is that?
I think we need more activities personally.
Sure. Okay. So let me just overview this, and I can share with you. So Grace is going to follow up with the DA. We have Matt, employee on hold with tobacco. I said employee, but I'm not sure how. Co-worker. Okay. ACLU, we don't have anyone set for that, but Desert is going to reach out to a professor here locally.
That's another person here who didn't make it last year.
Oh, is that Allison?
Annie.
Oh, Annie. That's right. Yeah,
And I'll throw this out there and then we'll have to run, but, even as like a last minute filler, I do therapy and I'm always of course thinking mental health. So anything that's like coping techniques, relaxation, and I volunteer myself if,
Yeah.
that would be an interest in.
Yeah, because you were on the list last year.
No, I was
No, she was
there.
participating.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's I'm an older girl. Fighting like an older girl. Okay, that's awesome.
Relaxation techniques could definitely be a good one.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of mindfulness?
Yeah, during our youth training academy that we hold in the summer, that's something that's really popular that we get a lot of really good feedback from.
That was one of the things on the original scoping list too.
Okay.
I know,
Yeah,
here's
it
my
was.
thing, I'd love to see it here, I'll offer to do it, I also totally don't need to do it, and there's probably much better people out there to do it. Yeah, so I relinquish if there's other people, but I will also offer myself, I do a lot of visualization coupled with, some cue words to kind of get us there, and I have a couple different techniques I do, so it's mindfulness, but also, relaxation. And
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mindful.
Thank you, Lisa.
And relax.
Okay, so we're going to move on from workshops so we can cover some other topics because I'm sure we're going to be fine with workshops. Early this morning, my anxiety about all of this was high, and I feel a lot better in this late hour.
So much.
I visualize good things. As to archery, bike maintenance, and disc golf, I have not heard from archery and bike maintenance. I went by the disc golf place last week, and then I called the disc golf place today during lunch. That was my bad. So I don't know about disc golf. But archery and bike maintenance, they are aware. They would like to do it. They're in the email, in the internal emails portion.
Now, Serena might know someone that's like, she's talking to.
Well, who did it last year was who did the Healthy Breakfast Challenge.
I
So,
understand.
yeah.
She works there.
So
She can't do it.
she can't.
The Sports Center definitely has people that do it, and that's who you were talking to, but we're still waiting to see. Right?
Which is that she said that the guy that is doing the bike maintenance, he could do it by himself if he didn't get it approved through work, but he's not gonna say that yet until,
Oh, you know, there's
because he's a
another-
part of a group, like a biking group.
Right. There's another group, it's at Jefferson, and they're called, the Bike.
I'm just gonna move forward with,
Okay.
no, it's fine, just because we've done a lot of workshops, and I think we do have, either way, we have possibilities. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to our, promotional poster. Everybody over here can look at it. If you want to come up and look at it, you can. I'm going to load it up here.
I'll draw a very accurate.
For everyone to share.
Thomas, you did an amazing job of going forward with all of our recommendations.
Thank you.
Okay. It made me happy when I first saw it, and then I'm really.
I really like the pictures of the guests, of the keynote speakers. I feel that adds a lot too.
Okay, can you guys see it over there?
Those bud. These redwood trees are freaking out.
Okay, I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna go back and look at it, but I'll probably bring some camera when I'm doing it.
Where are you guys?
Oh.
You're muted for some reason.
What a check mark.
Did I mute you? How do I unmute you?
Thomas muted you.
Did I mute you?
We did ourselves. We were having a lot of
Oh,
silence.
you muted yourself. Okay.
Oh,
good. I was all concerned.
You about us?
There you go. Can you guys see that then?
I'm good, thanks.
Any suggestions,
Jonathan, my water.
comments, thoughts?
It's loading still.
Oh, it's loading still.
I
Okay,
don't
good to
want to
know.
change anything.
Don't change anything? Okay, that's fantastic.
Any suggestions? Don't change it.
Doing.
So,
I have one concern.
ready.
The actual title of the event, Youth Summit, is not very obvious.
Oh.
And on the radio is our biggest advertisement, I feel like, and we call it the Youth Summit.
Mhm.
People just know it as that. They don't know it's workshops at CR. So I think Youth Summit really needs.
Yeah, so we can highlight Youth Summit.
I feel like if they're interested in everything.
Yeah, maybe, but if we did like Youth Summit in a box or something up here.
And the red on the dark red on the dark green,
I
the
think
little
some
hard
people are-
green.
They might see this poster and they're not gonna tie it to all the radio ads they've heard.
So if we did a different color of light, if we did it all in yellow, which we did at one point, it was super yellow. Go ahead.
Maybe, I don't know if you have enough room on the banner, but you could, since building bridges is so big, you could put North Coast Youth Summit building bridges on it.
Up top?
Up top.
Building bridges in parentheses.
Like,
Sure,
that's
sure.
just the theme, and yet it's so big and not.
Oh, okay, great. Great.
So maybe if you make that like a new sub.
Love that. No, that's good. That's good. Great. All right, what do you guys think over there? Matt, did you see anything else other than the colors?
I was noticing from over that color so hard. Maybe just taking a different, or an outline, like a yellow outline. might-
Yeah, yellow outline might work better. You guys, did it load for you over there? Oh, did we mute you again?
Can you hear us?
Oh, we can hear you. What did you think? What was your comment?
Oh, no, it looks great, right? Or, I don't know, I speak for myself. What is
Oh,
it?
okay. So it's perfect then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna make it even more perfect.
Because we're perfectionists.
Because we are
We
perfectionists.
constantly want to change it.
Overachieving.
Okay. Overachievers. All right.
We're making it more perfect?
All right. We are making it a little bit more perfect.
No, it's pretty
I do
good.
have a little thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, if I'm right, yeah, the redwood trees in here are like green, and I know this is green, but this is black and it kind of looks dead.
Yeah, that's true. I've tried to make that green
And
in
I
so many
don't-
different ways.
Yeah,
Other than me changing it and going through and like, it
yeah,
would be
I
really tough.
don't see how else you would do that.
Yeah, Photoshop. Photoshop. It works if you have time to put into it. But great comment. Rami's here. Great. Here, Rami, we're going to give you this, and then you're going to digest it and tell us what we need to say about it as well. So there's many things we've already identified. Okay, the last thing I really wanted to go over was our giveaways. So let me pull up that first one over here.
Did anyone get a hold of Tri-Counties Bank?
That was you.
Was that me? Is that on my list?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Okay.
We can make a piece of paper. Yes, I need to write down 2 notes.
Where's your trapper keeper?
She's retired.
No, I'm not. I had to work oyster yesterday.
Oh, no.
You should give us some.
Okay, I don't know if everyone in this room can see, but I know everyone over there can see probably. So I worked out pricing on all the items that were the hot items that we were choosing from for our giveaways. And as far as working with pricing and what was most popular, this is what worked out. Was the toolbox stress reliever, the squeezy thing. 100 of those. It's going to be $254. The value, the playing cards themselves, those are 100 of those is going to be $234, and the Versa tape, measuring tape, is going to be $373 for 150. So the toolbox stress reliever and the Versa tape would be things that we had inside the actual like backpack, and then the playing cards would be something that we could have for every year, and it could just be prizes on the prize table. So what do you all think about that? And by the way, the reason it's so expensive and why we have a third item is because we don't need bags this year, and this is our last year of like reusing bags, even though we've kind of purchased new bags every year, just a few amounts. Is that we'll have about 225 that we'll use. Hopefully we don't have more than that. If we do, we can get other bags. No, we do have other bags, but we don't have to purchase those bags, which is like usually $650 for those bags every year. So that's why we can afford 3 items.
What happens to the other stuff? Right? They've just gone, or are they used for other stuff?
Well, as far as pricing is concerned, these are the most popular items we talked about, and so I did the pricing on these.
On the ages of the participants,
Yeah.
you have 13 to 19. I think we usually do 12, which is 7th through.
Oh.
So 7th graders are usually 12. So we do it by grades, like grades.
So rather than ages, do grades. Okay.
Yeah, we usually do grades 7 through 12.
And
right?
maybe even just saying middle school. Because then
Middle and high school. Well, yeah, because then you get some of the 6th graders. You remember?
But the ones that come are mature enough that like they're really like, I want to go. It's kind of scooted them in.
Well, some, but you know, we did have
7th to 12th grade, I believe, yeah.
Grade boys from, anyway, it didn't go well.
So.
I don't care.
Okay.
Maybe they'll be, if they come with part of a group and people don't notice them, 6th graders are fine. But we did have a little above their head, I guess, a real squirrely, and
Right.
the presenters commented.
So just on the topic of giveaway items, what do you all think over there for giveaway items? Is that a good thing? You like them? Good choices?
Yeah, I think.
I think they're good choices. I just remember at the last meeting, someone said the toolboxes were super cool, but they would get lost really quick. And I feel like they are really cool.
Yes, and so we took everyone's, so it wasn't just last meeting, it was the meeting before, and other people that weren't able to attend meetings. So we took like the people that really had a voice, like those. So we wanted to make sure that was included. But thank you for remembering that comment. I'm looking at the phone like you're there, but you're really like right here. And I don't think they can see either, but regardless. Cool.
It's like, why are you talking to the speaker?
I don't know why I was talking to the speaker. I guess that's just where they can hear me.
And we still have a ton of pens, right?
We still have several, yeah, quite a few pens.
So we can give some of those out, but we still have the flashlights.
We still have some flashlights. I think we still have a few sunglasses, but
We'll just keep on giving.
I still have my pair of sunglasses.
Do you?
Yeah.
So we'll just
Okay.
keep on going. We'll be fine.
Yeah. So the last things we need to talk about today were room hosts. So to share about what room hosts do, we're going to have Dylan explain that.
Excellent. So room hosts are responsible people who help make it that there are no problems. More importantly, they help us gather information regarding how people like the workshop, how the presenter enjoys doing the workshop. They keep the rooms clean, so at the end of the day, when I go around with the security guard, public safety officer, sorry, we don't have to do a bunch of cleanup. If there's an issue in the rooms, they're able to let us know right away. They are very important. They are also there to take that workshop if they'd like. They have an opportunity to experience that, and even they get to kind of meet the presenter ahead of time, like right when they're getting in. So it's a lot of fun. I know that the room hosts you guys have an opportunity to kind of pick which workshop you might want to do, as long as they all get covered. And they are really, really crucial. Without room hosts, you would have more broken tables and there's always one every year, but a lot more broken tables and a lot more problems. So kind of covers it. You'll have a little bit of a spiel in the beginning. It's about 2 minutes just talking about here's where the bathrooms are, please turn off your phones. And in the last 5 minutes, you give out a little presenter sheet, evaluation. Thank you. Kind of covers the gist of it, but they're important. And we need, looks like right now, 10 to 11 per session. So, and like the room was for CPR, you just have to be there in the first session for a few minutes, and then in the last session for the last few minutes. Unless you want to take CPR, you're welcome to do that too, depending on what kind of availability we need. I highly recommend it. I'm trying to sell room hosts, mostly to all of you up in Del Norte too. It's a lot of fun. But we need them, so we need to sort of schedule them, and we don't have enough of us here to do that, because a lot of us are either presenting or running around or getting ready for other things. So we need to recruit our friends, recruit the groups that we're with to get room hosts, mature room hosts.
Or people that are willing to stand in front and share. So Mackenzie, can you share what your experience was with a room host last year?
Yeah, no, as a room host or with our room host?
No, with having a room host for your workshop.
Yeah, no, it was really, really helpful. We had a lot of crazy stuff to set up and take down in our workshop too. So just having that person there to kind of help keep us on track and then help us move more quickly with the setup and takedown process was incredibly, incredibly helpful.
Great, great. So not only are room hosts, like Dylan said, are responsible for introducing the presenters, but they're also responsible for sending or handing out the evaluations and collecting the evaluations. But they also do other things like what they did with Mackenzie's last year, which is a perfect example. It's just helping them move things in and out of the classrooms if necessary. So Rami is going to be a presenter this year, and we are going to have a room host for you. Maybe you could be your own room host if we need it, but hopefully we have someone that's able to help you as a room host as well.
Right. And the other thing is, it's a great leadership thing to put on like a scholarship application or resume, you know, because you're more than just a host. And I think the title of it has kind of got, you know, it sounds like, oh, I'm just a host, I just hand out stuff, but you know, you're doing an introduction, you're doing helping with the evaluation process, and like they said, you know, providing a lot of assistance, you know, so that's kind of the thing.
And if something goes wrong, people look into you for help.
Right.
So you
do some problem solving. So anybody that serves as a room host should list that under a leadership thing on a scholarship application, resume, or.
That's a great note.
We can come up with a really good title too, like supervisor or something like that.
Room supervisor.
Room director.
Yeah.
Room director. So
Presentation director. Yeah.
The logistics officer.
There you go.
So the reason we're talking about room hosts is because if you would like to have a specific workshop you want to attend, then you need to sign up ASAP as soon as registration happens. So whatever workshop you sign up for, you have the potential of being the room host of depending on if there's other people that are also part of our planning team that want to do that workshop. So whoever comes first is served first in being awarded that opportunity to be the room host.
And to clarify, are you in that room for all 4 sessions, or do you switch from room to room when you switch? Can you take different
You can do
workshops?
whatever you want, as
Yep.
long as every room has a room host when the presenter starts, when the presenter ends. I don't care if you go from martial arts to what to expect in high school to AFS to how do I tell my story part 2. As long as the room has a room host from at the beginning and at the end.
And
Yeah,
usually
preferably
your
the
host
entire.
touch
Yeah.
if they want to.
Yeah.
Typically they don't. Some like CPR last year, all you have to do is start in the very beginning and then make sure you're there at the very end.
So it's not a room host, it really is a logistics officer.
It really is a logistics officer, yes. So any questions about being a room host or room host responsibilities? Great. We are looking for people to do so. So if you're signing up, like both of you are part of the planning team, and if you have friends that they're interested in being a part of but not participating in the planning, please get them to sign up, and then we can get them responsible for being a room host. We're going to do more training on being a room host this year, as well as for those that are planning and that are going to be participating in speaking parts during the day. We're going to be doing speaking parts earlier on and planning those out. The last thing to talk about today is our service learning project, and we definitely have a group in Del Norte that is a focus of that with Redwood Voice. I just got done speaking with them on Tuesday, kind of finalizing the outline of what that's going to look like. So Mackenzie, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Yeah, so with the theme this year being building bridges, our organization, we always see storytelling as one of the most powerful ways to build connections between people. So we're using, through Redwood Voice, we're actually connected because we're a part of building healthy communities. We have connections all throughout the state of California. So when our stories get published, we have people all the way from San Diego sharing our stories and reading them. And they get shared in our weekly emails too. So it's a really powerful outlet that reaches a lot of people. And we think about this opportunity to give youth a meaningful outlet when they're working with Jermaine on kind of talking about what issues in their community are really important to them, of having a, like I said, a meaningful outlet to be able to share that voice.
I'm going to pause you real quick, Mackenzie. Can you get closer to the microphone? I want to really make sure that we have, I don't know if it's on your phone or if it's, can you just come up there? So I want to make sure that we all understand a little bit better about this.
Yeah, did you guys hear what I just said okay?
That's much better. Can you do maybe a repeat of that? Just a little repeat? Sorry.
Okay. No, so I'm trying to summarize really quickly here. So basically, through Redwood Voice, we have outlet. We're a really powerful outlet because we have connections all throughout the state of California that get shared all over, the nation. We have some people who follow us all over the world. So we're a really strong outlet for young people to be able to voice their opinions and talk about the issues that are important to them. And just to really have that opportunity to feel like they are heard and they're listened to. So we're looking at ways to create hashtags through our social media site for youth to be able to, which is also a part of our workshop too, is we're training some of the youth who are participating to be able to go out during the day and actually interview the other young people who are attending the event during some of the breaks and during lunchtime. So they'll have like Instagram posts with their little quotes next to it, talking about this is what's really important to me and this is what I plan to do to make a change about it in my community. And kind of working off of the vision wall project that Jermaine Brubaker is going to be working on too. So taking those statements and building their own hashtags from their own personal stories and what's important to them, and kind of learning how to start to create social media campaigns and how to use the tools that are available to them to speak what is important to them, to beyond, just the person sitting next to you, but to be able to voice that out to a larger audience. Is there anything else that I should cover, Thomas?
I think that's That's fantastic. Maybe linking, because Redwood Voice is pretty key to this youth summit, linking what Jermaine is doing in the keynote as well as what's going on in the workshops.
Yeah, like I said, with Jermaine working on her vision wall project with the youth, it's being able to really focus in on those issues that are important to young people. And so when they're working with Jermaine, they're going to be really narrowing down and having conversations with each other about here's what's going on in my community, here's what needs to be changed, and here's what we can do about it. So kind of building that sense of power and building connections that way. And then Redwood Voice is going to be kind of the outlet for them to be able to share out with you know, a larger audience what those issues are. And it kind of creates some accountability too, because you're stating, you know, in front of the audience, this is what I'm going to do to make this change in my community. And then Jermaine, also, I know we were talking about having like a cardboard bridge too. So when youth are developing their own hashtags about their stories and the issues that are important to them, they'll be able to go up to this bridge and then write their hashtag on it. So it will be just this really cool kind of visual collection of all of the things that are important to the young people and what they want to be able to do.
Great. Thank you, Mackenzie. So what I'm excited for about this service learning project is that it's more of a service learning project, but it's also nebulous. Because what we're doing is we're empowering an organization because the organization is empowering the youth. We're harvesting the thoughts and the concerns and the issues that matter to youth through the North Coast Youth Summit, and then we're sharing them out in the digital platform. And that digital platform allows the mission of Redwood Voice to be continued forward as well. So not only are we doing workshop related activity around these topics, but their workshop activity is going to be ingrained throughout the day when people are doing interviews of individuals, which is going to be shared by our keynote speaker who oversees Mackenzie's project with the Redwood Voice. And she's going to emphasize the importance and of how the youth are going to be captured their ideas and the things that matter both to them and the topics and the issues that matter to them. So it's kind of hard to grasp onto. I was trying to explain this to Dorina today and didn't really have a clear vision of how to share this. But between Mackenzie, Jermaine, and myself, we're really working together to try to figure out, and if anyone else has more epiphanies of how this might be explained and shared as a service learning project, please share. But we're trying to come up with some way to share it very easily, because as of right now, it's pretty big. It's a big topic of getting ideas from youth and sharing them and making that a service learning project, which in any case, we might scrap, can be considered the service learning project, and we might call it something different so that it makes more sense. And as I understand it, we have Redwood Voice youth there. So hopefully, woohoo! Hopefully we have those youth there as well participating in the workshop. Is that correct? Are those folks there? Great, great. Well, that's all I have for today's agenda. Anyone else have questions, comments? Go ahead.
Well, I just want to kind of ask everybody, what do we think is an achievable number of youth to get this year? I think that the one challenge that we faced the last couple of years is numbers, because I know traditionally this used to be a much larger event, and I think that we've really pressed it hard. But I think that our connections now in Del Norte, with the fact that Boys and Girls Club they're going to be representing as a keynote speaker, we have even more connections. So I want to know, what do we think is an achievable number, and how we can get to that number?
And I think the nice thing is having the Academy of Redwood as well.
Absolutely.
At the table, that's been because they get, one year they brought like 10, 20 students, and that was really awesome. I'm going to be working on foreign exchange. I've got one right now. That's why I was late, but I'm going to try to get them to come too.
Oh,
really
great.
Push that, and you know, some of their friends. So I'd like to see 250. Oh, I would too, but.
I think reasonable is 250, sure.
I think 280 is reasonable. I think 300 is achievable. If
Definitely.
you press it hard.
That would be great.
Especially,
With the Boys and Girls Club, I could easily see if we press that harder, 60 people come out.
And hopefully Sienna's got, stuff going at Fortuna too.
yeah, I think she has
Like she's already
yeah.
got, you know, she did that ballot box for the theme, which was
Yeah.
brilliant, you know,
Yeah.
because it got people, you know.
Well, that's what got us building bridges.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
so,
So,
and we haven't seen, the one girl that was here, Beth,
Yeah, Beth is
busy.
a senior, yeah, just like these
I know.
wahoos over here.
but can we expect maybe more from FFA and 4-H this year?
There's 4-H.
There's 4-H representing right
4-H.
here.
So,
4-H leader right
And
here.
up there,
Yeah, I'm a community leader.
and are there 4-H people from there?
No 4-H people from there.
But they've got a good group.
They
Redwood
do.
Boys.
They do.
What about like the Girl
We could try reaching out. Every year I send stuff to the Boy Scout, you know, when we get the promo stuff, I send it to the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. And that Phil Barrington guy that does the,
CDFW?
yeah, Fish and Wildlife stuff too. He did, he brought like animals, like blue game.
Oh, like taxidermy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
Fish and Wildlife. Anyway, Phil Barrington is a Boy Scout leader, so,
Okay.
but it's, yeah, no, I think
Getting
badges.
groups that have, adult mentors who will go with the students or really encourage the students brings in a lot more people than just putting them at the high schools or the middle schools
Right.
and saying, please come. But the actual groups are Scouts, our group up there, Upward Bound, all of those like little rich people.
And Kente has been talking about that as well, that he's been sharing the North Coast Youth Summit with these other leaders of those groups. And is really excited to share the poster when it's complete. The other thing I was thinking about the other day is that we used to have school presentations. We used to do some school presentations, I guess. So if you guys have something that I could come speak at, or we could speak at together at Arcata.
Okay, and Eureka.
Stay on the front bench and you start screaming, Thomas.
Really? Is that how you do it? Oh, okay.
It'd be worthwhile. I think that what we really should, we have, but I think what we should really press, because I think what we get more of is we do get some of that underclassmen, the freshmen, sophomores, sometimes juniors for sure. But I think that 7th and 8th grade, if we start there, we'll get a continuous group. And I think that those are who really, I mean, I definitely see like a lot of high school ones in here, but like the what to expect in high school. A lot of these ones can be geared for all ages, but especially the younger ages. So I think that's where we should really start within the middle school, because they have more founded groups. And I mean, call the churches, get the youth groups that are out there going, call Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. I think that if we can, and I'm happy to, I'm going to definitely be trying to press that this year as kind of one of my main goals. But I just want to know what we think as a whole is an achievable number that we can work with.
I think 250 is really reasonable.
Yeah.
Without oversetting our goal.
And I think that's true. Dylan, I know that at McKinleyville, the middle school there had a little group that we would, bring, and the librarian was in charge of them. And she said it was hard. She would come, the counselor would come. Sometimes they'd try to get students, but it was hard to get drivers. Bridgeville School sometimes brings kids too.
What about our folks in Del Norte? Do you have any ideas, or has anyone else been to the North Coast Youth Summit? Maybe you can get a group of people that haven't been, that want to go?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of connections here who we could probably reach out to. Like, I think local connections are a local youth center a lot, who has a pretty strong youth council who usually attends. And there's a lot of different youth groups who I don't think know about it yet, who we could really easily reach out to. So just sending any information you can our way, and we'll definitely be sure to spread it.
Yeah, so as soon as I get the poster dialed in, and now that we have the poster dialed in, that basically means the video is done, so I can send all that to you as we are already working together, yeah.
I have another thought too. I have a friend who is a redheaded black belt, and her son did attend last year. But if somebody wants to write an in-depth, more their experience at the North Coast Youth Summit last year and what a difference it's made in their life and kind of how it functions as a student, so it doesn't seem so scary from the student perspective, I'm sure we could get her to print it And it's just a little more, you know, it's not a big seminar, scary thing that you go there and, hey, you go to this class and maybe you take this class and then you can choose this other class and it's only $20 and you get lunch.
I know some guy that could do that.
You have time?
What?
You have time to do that?
Sure.
You could do that, and maybe Dylan's shaking his head over here too, so maybe you guys could each write.
We can work on that. We also have Redwood Boys too.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Redwood Boys.
I think definitely we can get a few. Like,
I think having both the Humboldt and Del Norte youth would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure she would be happy to do that, especially if we had the poster and 1 or 2 nice pictures.
Yeah.
So that was gonna try to kind of come up with like a little press release.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be, just a few paragraphs, a couple, 2, 3
Right.
Well,
paragraphs.
yeah, but something to kind of humanize it
Right.
a little and talk about what it's like to actually go there, I think would really help. And I just know her son had a good time last year.
Oh, that's
Great.
cool.
Okay, so in lieu of time and energy, at least on my part, because I've got to get the county car back, is what I've been told. We will adjourn until the next meeting. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, in the meantime, please email me or whoever you
Plan
need.
the next meeting so I can like have a little more advance notice, please.
Yes, we
Yeah, it
can
would
plan the
help
next
my
meeting. Let's do that real quickly.
I think for the sake of registration,
Yes.
mostly being that we're kind of launch registration soon.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have just, even if it's a shorter meeting, I think it should be next week.
Yeah.
I will not be able to meet next week, and neither will Rena.
Okay.
But if everyone else wants to meet, I mean, we can.
I just was here, I wish.
Yeah, we have, a month and 15 days until this summit.
Reality check, thank you.
But as soon as I get a good number of workshops, you know, at least 40 workshops, I'm gonna make registration live. So let's just say that. I'm gonna make registration live and then share all that information digitally with it.
What would you like the people who I contact?
Okay.
Once I talk to them, do you want me to just give you their contact, or do you want me to send them direct?
You can get in contact with me, but the email that I've been sending out, or I sent out with the application, that was really it. That's all I'm sending.
Thing I write, do I just send it to Kim?
Any questions, comments, concerns?
I'll give her.
Del Norte folks, thank you for being here. I know it feels like it's Humboldt centric because this is where we started, where we are, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate everyone being there and making this digital reality happen. So thank you.
Are we meeting Thursday in 2 weeks? Is that what you were saying?
No, I haven't, and I'm sorry. I got distracted and I wanted to get out of here. When can we meet the week of the 13th?
I can't. That's Valentine's Day, my husband's birthday, a bunch of other things, but that's me personally.
The 16th? The 15th?
Wait a minute, are we into President's Week?
No.
That's the
Okay, I don't have that in front of me.
17th to 20th.
Okay.
So maybe Wednesday, so Sayona can make it?
Sure.
Wednesday
15th?
is fine.
Wednesdays are good. Rami? Del Norte, Keith?
3:30 is typically when we start. I don't have.
It's college, basically.
Okay.
So
So-
Wednesday doesn't work for you, but what about like, I don't know, I'm not looking.
What about
Under-
Desert Del Norte?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursdays are better.
Monday and
What's better for you guys?
I'm sorry, what days are you talking about? I'm having a hard time hearing.
We're looking at the week of the 13th.
Our next meeting date is what we're talking about.
Sorry,
Thursday.
we're mumbling.
I don't know which.
Any day but Tuesday.
Any day but Tuesday.
Agreed. I can't do Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, how about Thursday? Can you get consistent with Thursday?
We could. We're trying to mix it up as far as what days so different people can make it. If Wednesday would work for everybody, that would be great.
Wednesday.
Except for Rami. Majority knows.
So then we'll do the following one on a Thursday. Do Wednesday.
Okay, so Wednesday the 15th is going to be our next scheduled day.
Wednesday the 15th?
Okay.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Us.
So next week is